Hi, this is Frank Trigg with ShowMeYourJits.com, and here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're right in front of the Tapout Training Center here in Las Vegas, right off of Hacienda Boulevard, and we're going to go inside and take a look at it here on ShowMeYourJits.com. Help me out here if I'm correct. The entire building is 20,000 square feet with about 2,000 square feet dedicated to weights, treadmills, exercise equipment, and the rest of the space, the other 18,000 square feet, is basically mat, cage, ring space.
Correct. We have a 32-foot octagon. We also have about I think it's a 22-foot hexagon in the back. We have two big bag racks with mats and half cages, and then you saw we have the jiu-jitsu area where our main jiu-jitsu classes take place with Vinny and with Coach Rod. So most of it is training area, and then we also have the 5-rope boxing ring.
It's a huge facility. I've actually walked through it before this. Now we're going to take a chance. We're going to go through and have you guys take a look at the cages and all the stuff that they actually put together, built together, and built specifically. This is one of those gyms where we're going to show you the floor, where when you walk in, the floor is a custom design when you're walking through here. So this is a pretty neat place to be into because everything is custom oriented specifically for tap out, and you're going to see it as we walk through. Okay, here we are inside the gym. We first walked in. As you can tell right here, we have Zone 1. Now, one of the crafty things that they do here at the Tapout Gym is they have the zones broken up. So you kind of know where you're supposed to be. Today, Trigg, you're training in Zone 1. Tomorrow, you're training in Zone 6. You might be training in Zone 7. As you can see, Zone 1 is basically the Muay Thai. All the bags are hanging, nice, stiff, more than enough bags in here for a whole class, although you have all 30 or so pros in here training at the same time. It's very clean. This is one of the things you have to understand, too, in Muay Thai. You train with no shoes on. The floor is very clean as you're out here walking around. There's mat space for you to pivot on. A lot of the places have carpet down, which ends up burning your feet when you're brand new to Muay Thai as you try to spin for your kicks, get your knees going. It's very difficult. Here the floor is very clean. It's a smooth floor if you want to be on the concrete. If you want to move over into the matted area, the mats are very smooth and very easy to work on your feet. So now you get that traditional burn you get when you first start, other than the burn from your lungs when you start training in the first time. Now we start making our way over here to Zone 2. Which is as you can see, a raised octagon. And actually, Eric that we talked to earlier, he built all the octagon space, he built all the cage space for all the other gyms in town. So all the gyms in Vegas, and they're getting to do some bigger promotions as well as far as the cage goes. So this is a legit octagon. This is a real octagon. So you come in and train at the Tapout Center, you're actually going to have time to be in a real octagon. If you're a pro or an amateur trying to fight, you'll actually be in one. You actually have that feeling of being what it's like to be inside of one. It's raised to the right height that you have. As you see over here, there's a little bit more mat space. We're still in Zone 2, believe it or not. Or excuse me, Zone 3 now. There's a little bit more Muay Thai mat space over here. Another partial cage to get in, and of course the locker rooms. Now, as you walk over here, into the far reaches, which is now Zone 4, we have a full 20 by 20 inside the ropes boxing ring, which is a very large boxing ring, with another full apron on the outside for fans, whatever want to stand here. Your trainers can stand here and actually train you from inside the boxing ring. But if you notice, the one thing that they do here too, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ropes. This is what you fight in when you're fighting inside of a ring. So some guys are going to be fighting inside of a ring, some guys are going to be fighting inside of a cage. When you're inside the ring, it's the 5-rope system. The 5th rope at the bottom keeps you from rolling out. I know a lot of boxing rings have just the 4 ropes. We've actually got the 5th one here at the Tapout Gym because they want to keep you guys from rolling out. And also, in case something does happen, there's extra space here to keep you from rolling all the way out of it. Keep walking through. As you notice in the background too, big screen TVs on either end of the gym, so there's always something running on. Usually if you have to watch some kind of tape, they'll have your videotape of your opponent on there. They'll have videotape of a previous fight that's going to be playing as well. But also, look at the detail they took onto the walls. You see, just on the roll-up doors, the big tap-out signs. You see in the 4 corners, it's the Tapout Training Centers in the 4 corners. If you look all the way back in the old side, the dedication to the mask, Simply Believe, the mask symbol that came out there, that was his hat that he wore before he passed away in his car accident. I mean, they put a lot of attention to detail, and of course, my favorite part is all the hot chicks on the wall that sit over here. So it's actually a pretty neat little space. We're going to keep walking through into the back end, couple cardio machines, just a few cardio machines here, a couple stair steppers, look more of a warm-up space, kind of get you moving. You start getting into a little bit more of a mirrored section. More of the cardio machines are in this space, and then the Jiu-Jitsu Training Center in this back end. Vinny's over here training right now, because we're right in the middle of class. it's actually a lot bigger than most other jiu-jitsu schools even. Like you even go to a regular old school Gracie style gym or an old school Machado style gym. The mat space that they have here in the Tapout Training Center is probably about 3 or 4 times the size. And of course you can see by the center they're using the Swain Dolomer mats. Mikey Swain being one of the best judo practitioners that ever happened for America. He was I think he was a 4-time Olympian if I remember correctly. And he converted after he got out of judo and went into making mats, wrestling mats, judo mats, and jiu-jitsu mats. And you see here this they took a good use of a wrestling mat and laid it down. Jiu-jitsu on a wrestling mat's a lot easier than you would get off the top. You don't get as many burns. It's a lot of softer landing for the newer guys when you get thrown, but it's also a very quick service for guys like Vinny and myself, a little bit better at better jiu-jitsu that actually can pick up the pace. Now, as you see here, on office space, but also massage room. They have 2 spaces for executive offices, so the upper level guys are in hanging out. Your dip machine, pull-up machine. This is just a small area of workout. We actually, in another other space, we have a lot more weight equipment that's on the other side. As you see, this is a squat rack that's been converted into a pull-up bar and some dip sets. And then, of course, to keep your cardio up, you've got a dip pull-up bar machine in the back end, and then, of course, another bag. I mean, it's pretty well put together as you walk through this. Now, of course, we are in the Zone 5 at this point. Slide through here. It still goes. Mind you, we're still walking through. I haven't stopped moving, as you can tell from the tape. I keep sliding through. We're now moved ourselves all the way into the back that's still being developed. Now, when we first walked in, I was talking with Eric. They're talking about the weight equipment. They're trying to put in a bunch of new set of hammer strength. They're going to re-up everything, redo everything. And what they've done is they've pushed all this in, and this office space over here is going to get cut out. They're taking it all the way out, and they're expanding. So this little platform here, which is twice the size of most gyms in the world that are doing mixed martial arts, this is their weight section is half this. The Tapout Center is taking this space, cutting down these walls, and adding another 1,500 square feet. So you're looking at 2,000 square feet total of nothing but weight equipment, aerobic equipment. So this is where the general, you want your kid to do jiu-jitsu, your kid comes and does jiu-jitsu, you get to go back here and lift weights if you want to buy a membership as well. It's one-stop shopping. You can do all your boxing, all your Muay Thai, all your jiu-jitsu, all your mixed martial arts in one place, as well as get your cardio and lifting fitness in as well. When you get to the back end, this is probably my favorite spot of the entire gym. It's a little bit quieter back here traditionally when you get into this space. But the reason why I like it so much is because they spent so much time not only in building the half cage, building another full octagon, another full hexagon, full cage. This is a hexagon shape. It's not a full octagon. They spend so much time in developing everything. If you look at it, you can see that Team Tompkins, Rasham Tompkins, just moved into the academy. They've already got the camera stuff with Team Tompkins up on the canvas. They've already got this whole set out and spaced out. But then you look up at the walls. I mean, they spent so much time in getting these huge designs in and letting. Not only is it the Tapout Training Center, but it's the Tapout attitude, the thing that Mask and Skyscrape and Punk Ass put together as they were developing back in, I think, UFC 11 when they started the Tapout t-shirt company, selling t-shirts out of an old beat-up brown van, and they developed it into a whole attitude, a whole lifestyle. I mean, in your face and, American arrogance. I mean, that is really what the Tapout Center, has embraced, as you can see with the detail and the attention to detail they're putting on all the walls and putting everything together. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about the flooring. Now, if you look at the floor in here, this is just the spray paint. This is just the back end floor that they're going to have to refinish, because this whole mirrored wall and this whole space here is going to be cut down and made into more of a weight space. The floor in the other room is actually got the Tapout stamp put into it. They spent a lot of time marbleizing it. It's just concrete, and it's all done to detail by hand painting everything and hand stenciling everything. So they do a really good job over here. And like I said, it's clean, as you saw from some of the taping. There's some kids in the background, so it's actually family friendly. There's about 8 or 9 different women I saw in there training and doing some different Pilates mat classes. It's actually a pretty neat place. If you want to come in here and you have a chance to go ahead and walk into this space, and definitely walk in, check the Tapout Training Center out here on Hacienda, here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's actually a very large place, so it is an easy way to get lost into. But they've got some of the best guys training here now, and as well as some of the best equipment in town. This is Frank Trigg for Show Me Your Jits. I hope you enjoyed it.